Welcome everyone to the live. Today I am going to walk you through how you can easily find a job in the next 30 days, a higher paying job in the next 30 days or less. Um, I'm going to walk you through your resume and I'm going to tell you why you are struggling to get interviews, right? What your resume is all about. But I'm going to tell you also what your resume is not about. Most people think the resume is one thing, but it's not what you think it is or what it's supposed to do. The resume has one job. I'm going to tell you what that is. And then I'm going to talk to you about how to search for jobs. I'm going to show you how you can apply to 100 jobs per day, and you should be applying to 100 jobs per day every single day in just 30 minutes of your time. That's it, 30 minutes. Most people don't know how to search for jobs. So they think that there are no jobs open, or you're applying to jobs and you're getting immediate rejections and you think you're either being ghosted or something like that. I'm going to tell you exactly what's happening, how to stop it, so you can make sure that the jobs you are applying to are jobs that are actually open that you can be considered for. The third thing I'm going to talk to you about is I'm going to talk to you about job interviewing. I just got off a couple of phone calls prepping a couple individuals for on my fast track program. I'm going to tell you what job interviewing is actually all about. Now, there's the interview prep, right? The prep interview with recruiters. I'm going to tell you what that's about. There's the hiring manager interview. I'm going to tell you what that's all about. And I may even have an opportunity to talk about what panel interviews are all about. And then I'm going to tell you the 6 to 8 interview questions every hiring manager will ask you in an interview, and why they're asking those questions, what is it all about, and how to answer those questions in a way that makes them want to give you an offer. Most people lose the job when they get an interview in the first 2 questions. Your interview is over. Even though you stay there for another 25 or 30 minutes, the hiring manager has decided that you are not what they want. Okay? And the first 2 questions, honestly, I'll tell you what those are and why so many people make so many mistakes, because they don't understand what the questions are about. And then finally, I'm going to talk to you about how to send a 2 to 3 sentence email reply to a job offer and get hiring managers to immediately agree to give you $2,000 to $10,000 more from every written job offer you get. Most people think the pay they ask you that you want before you interview, that's the pay that they have to offer you. That's not the case. That is just, they are just asking you that to kind of get you qualified. Once they interview you, everything changes. Okay? There's a lot more money that's available to you. And if you don't know what it is I'm about to share with you, then you're leaving money on the table. You could literally be making an additional $2,000, $4,000, $6,000 easily. And I'm going to tell you how I do it for every single person that I submit to a hiring manager. And when we do their offer, I'm going to tell you how I do it and why I do it that way. All right. I am going to be doing live email reviews today. Got my tablet. I will look at your resume and review it for free. So if you want to email me a copy of your resume, you can do that. My email address on TikTok is right above my head, daniel@dscds.com. And then on Instagram and on Facebook, my email address is pinned in the chat. Okay? It's pinned in the chat, daniel@dscds.com, daniel@dscds.com. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do so you can get hired. I'm not talking about getting just interviews in the next 30 days. I'm not talking about somebody telling you they want to hire you in the next 30 days. I'm talking about you having 2 to 4 written offers in your email address in the next 30 days. That's what I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Now, what I'm sharing with you is the information that I share with every single person on my fast track program. And I'll tell you about that a little later, but let's go ahead and get started. So if you are struggling to get a job interview, I'm going to tell you why it's happening, why you're getting rejected, and how to stop it. If you're struggling to get through the interview to get offers, I'm going to tell you why it's happening. Nobody's giving you an offer, and I'm going to tell you how to stop it. And if you're getting lower paid jobs, the low end of the pay range, I'm going to tell you why that's happening and how to stop it, like right now, right? Okay. For those of you, if this is your first time watching me in a live, you don't know anything about me. I try to do these lives every single day. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I am a VP, talent acquisition director, senior recruiting manager, national recruiting manager, and have been for the past 35 years. Okay. I built some of the biggest customer service call center companies in the country, worked for some of the biggest hospitals, clinics, tech support centers. I built one of the largest tech support call centers in the state of Texas in the early 90s. So I've been building call centers and hiring licensed insurance agents and stuff like that around the country for a long time. I know recruiting. I'm in HR. I am responsible for designing the entire hire process. So when a hiring manager wants to hire someone, they come to me and say, Daniel, I want to hire for this particular position. I create the job description and I give them the pay range that they need to work within. Once they approve it, I then put that information in our applicant tracking system that I manage. I'm responsible for managing that. And then I post that requisition in our applicant tracking system, which then goes to our career site, which then goes to the job board site where you see it. Okay. When you see that job posting and you submit your resume for that job, that application and resume comes back to me. Okay. And I'm the one that takes a look at it. And I'm the one that either will schedule you for a pre-screen or I send you a rejection letter to tell you, no, thank you. No, sorry, you're not qualified. Right? I do that. Right? And then when you interview with the hiring manager, the question that the hiring manager asks you, all of those questions, I'm the one that gives them those questions. Okay? Because I tell hiring managers, you have to ask everyone the same thing. In order to compare apples to apples, you can't be asking 10 people 10 different things. And then when they decide that they want to make you an offer, I'm the person that creates the offer letter and gets you to sign it. If they decide they don't want to hire you, I'm the person who calls you and tells you, no, thank you. Okay. Once you sign the offer, I have you do complete the application, do your background check and drug test. I'm the one that does that. And if your background check or drug test does not match with what the company is looking for, I'm the person that tells you, no, thank you. Okay. So once you have gotten past the background check and drug test, and we got you through the onboarding process, usually on your first day when you do new hire orientation, whether it's as an individual or a group, I'm the person that does that new hire orientation or someone in HR. And then I take you and walk you in and hand you off to the hiring manager. I like doing that because I like to make sure that candidates, one, get started. Number two, that it's a warm welcome for them. So I know and have designed for the past 35 years, and I manage the entire hire process. So when you get that rejection email from, like, when you apply to a job on one of the job boards, I create that message. Me. It's not automatic in the system. So I can either cause that message to go out or not. It's completely up to me. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about your resume. I'm going to tell you what your resume is not first, and then I'm going to tell you what your resume is. You have to change your thinking about what your resume is, and the best way to understand what your resume is to understand its purpose, the purpose behind your resume. Now, many of you, and I talk to hundreds of people every week. We help 10,000 people every single year. Many of you think that the purpose of your resume is to show the hiring manager your work history, your stability, your skill, your education, and your background. That's what you think the resume is about. If you think that's the purpose of your resume, to show the hiring manager those things, type yes in the chat. I talk to so many people every day, and they tell me this. And then I'll look at their resume and say, that's not the purpose of your resume. And they say, what do you mean? And this is what I tell them. And you may be surprised. Hiring managers don't read your resume. They don't read it. You have spent your time putting together a document that you think the hiring manager wants to see and read, and they don't read it. They just skim and scan over the top of your resume, and they're looking for something very specific. I'm going to tell you what they're looking for. There's only really three things they want to see, and I added a fourth to make them stop and call you immediately. And I'm going to tell you how I learned this 28 years ago. And I started doing this 28 years ago. It changed everything. Your resume is not supposed to be written like it is a biography of your career. I want you to listen to me. Your resume right now, if it is created like it is a historical document, a biography of your career, you're going to get rejected. Nobody's going to want to talk to you because you are not telling the hiring manager what they want to know. You are expecting a hiring manager to look at your resume and go through your experience and make a determination that you are qualified to do the job and you can do the job they want done, and then they're going to call you. They are not going to do it. They're not. That's not how it works. And so for many years, many of you have been submitting your resume to hiring managers in that way, and they send you a rejection letter, even though you know 100% you could do the job. You still get rejected. And you're like puzzled, like what are they looking for? Well, guess what? That rejection was happening to me as your recruiter in the HR department of the company that I was hiring for. It was happening to me. They were rejecting your resume that you sent to me. I would interview you and send it to the hiring manager, and they would tell me, no, this person doesn't have what I'm looking for. And I just talked to you 20 minutes earlier, and I know you have what they're looking for. But they looked at the resume and told me, no, thank you. Send me more people. Why was that happening? I'm going to tell you why. So your resume is not a historical document. It does not supposed to show the history of your work. That's not its purpose. Your resume has one job. It's to get you an interview. That's the only job your resume has. It's not to prove anything to a hiring manager by utilizing your work history. It's a marketing document. You are advertising and marketing your ability to solve a problem for a hiring manager. And that's how it's supposed to be created and positioned. Don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it, okay? It's a marketing document. You got to stop thinking about your resume like it is a technical document or a historical document that shows your work history. No, your resume is a marketing document. It's marketing material. It's advertisement. I just got off the phone with two clients on my fast track program. And both of them have pre-screens today. Okay. And I told them, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the pre-screen interview in just a second. I told them, these recruiters that you're about to talk to, they're going to ask you two questions, maybe three. Okay, that's it. That's all they're going to ask you because they already know you could do the job. They're just trying to qualify you to make sure that you are what the hiring manager wants. That's it. Now, they don't have the issue of, is their resume written like a marketing document? It is, because I created it for them. Okay? So your resume has to speak to what the hiring managers want to see. Let me give you an example, and then I'm going to tell you what the hiring manager is looking for. Imagine you have a leak in your sink in your kitchen, and that leak is so bad it is destroying your precious, expensive hardwood floors, right? And let's say you put out a call to plumbers. Help, help, help. I need someone to fix my sink. And an hour later, you get a knock at the door and three people are standing there. One has on a plain white t-shirt and khaki pants. One has on a black t-shirt and khaki pants, nothing written over the top of it. And one has on a gray t-shirt, but across the top it says plumber. Which one would you pick? The first one, the second one, or the third one? Write it in the chat. Most people will pick the third person because it says plumber and you need a plumber. The other two people failed to advertise, even though they may be more qualified than the person who has plumber. You chose the person who told you exactly what you wanted. That's what your resume is supposed to do. And it doesn't do that. Now, how do I know that? I have reviewed more than 750,000 resume documents in my career. And I don't let you interview with the hiring manager until I change that document. Let me tell you how I know that. 3 things a hiring manager wants to see. They don't want to be told this. They want to see it before they make a decision to interview you. Those 3 things are, and I'm going to explain to you how I learned it, what you do, how long you've done it, how good you are at doing it. I'm going to explain to you what that means in just a second. 28 years ago, I was a senior recruiter in a customer service call center. And I'm going to do this for each one of you right now. I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to show you what your captivating headline should say. 20 years ago, I was a senior recruiter in a customer service call center. And every 2 weeks, we used to have a training class of 25 to 30 people. I was the only recruiter in the HR department. So I was responsible for getting those individuals pre-screened and submitted to the hiring manager. So when a hiring manager comes to me and says, we have this class that's coming up, this is the campaign that we're going to be doing, I would ask them some specific questions. What do you want this person to do? How much experience you want this person to have? How many calls will they be taking? I ask all the questions. So then I'll say to them, what are some deal breakers? Like if they don't have this, you're not interested, but they have to have this. And they tell me, and I would write that down. Okay. Then I would publish that position, go to a job board. You would then send me your resume. I would then call you and have a conversation with you about the job. The questions that the hiring manager wanted me to answer for them, I would ask you. And if you answered those questions correctly, like, yes, I did 100 calls, inbound phone calls, call time is 6 minutes, whatever those things are, right? I would write them down on a separate piece of paper. I called it my recruiter notes. So that document, those recruiter notes, which had worked for me in the past, accompanied your resume. This is what was happening. I would submit your resume the way you sent it to me and my recruiter notes to the hiring manager, and they would tell me, no, thank you, not interested in interviewing that person. That would happen all the time. Like I would submit 10 people and only 2 people would get interviewed, 20 people and only 3 people get interviewed, 40 people and only 6 or 7 people get interviewed. And I got so frustrated that I went to my director and said, there is no way we're going to fill this training class. And she said, why? I said, because these hiring managers are rejecting every single person that I'm submitting, and I'm sending them candidates they told me with the qualifications they told me they want. And I took that pile of resumes that I had with my recruiter notes, and I handed them to my director. And I said, they're rejecting these candidates. I don't know what I'm missing. And she said to me, go ask them again what they're looking for. And I got frustrated with her. I almost cussed her out right there on the spot, where I was going to quit my job anyway. But she says, go ask them again. And I said, oh my God. So I went and sat down with the hiring managers. This is the magic. Listen, I went and sat down with the hiring managers and had them go in the conference room. And I asked their directors to come in because I was about to prove to the directors that they didn't like me as a person. They didn't like working with me. And I didn't do anything to them, but they didn't like working with me. So I sat down across the table from all of those hiring managers with that pile of resumes. And I said, hey, I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing a good job for you. I've sent these candidates to you who have the qualifications you told me you want, and you're rejecting them. There's no way we are going to get this training class filled if you don't want to see these candidates. What am I missing? And this is what they said. Please pay attention. Now remember, I'm the recruiter. This is what they said, and I'm saying this to you. They said, Daniel, thank you for submitting all these candidates. I am sure these people are good people, but they're not what we're looking for. And I said, what do you mean they're not what you're looking for? They said, I don't see what you're talking about. When you say this person has this skill, I don't see it. And I said, what do you mean you don't see it? I put it in my notes. I see your notes, but I don't see it on their resume. And I said, well, when I interviewed them, they told me. That's why I put it in the notes. And they said, I understand it, but I don't see it on their resume. So after hearing that many, many times from them, I said, wait a minute, what do you want to see? And they said, you're saying they have, they've done 100 calls. That's not on their resume. You're saying they've done this, they've done that. That's not on the resume. And then they told me this, the recruiter that worked here before you, they would submit candidates to us and tell us the exact same thing. And when we would talk to the candidates wouldn't have that experience. So a light bulb went off. Oh, it's not on their resume. So what they were telling me is the things that I had in my notes, they actually wanted to see in the candidate's resume. So I had 4 people that I needed to submit to them that I didn't submit, and I was going to wait. I was waiting until after I met with them to submit these candidates. So I went back to my office. I looked at those resumes, and sure enough, the information that I had in my notes was not on the resume. So this is what I did. The information that I had on my notes, I put it on their resume. I edited their resume myself because I thought to myself, well, I could call them and tell them to do it, which might take a couple days, or I can do it, which is faster. So I changed it. Then I called the candidate and I said, hey, I'm about to submit your resume to the hiring manager. I changed it. If I submit it the way you send it to me, they're not going to want to talk to you. Can you take a look at it and tell me if it's okay? Every one of them said, yeah, it looks great. This is exactly what I did. Thank you so much. I said, okay, here, you can keep the resume. I then submitted those resumes to the hiring manager, and the hiring manager sent an email back to me and said, yes, this is exactly what I want to see. Send me more people like this. What changed? It wasn't the candidate. The candidate didn't change. It wasn't me. The notes were still there. I just put them in a different place. What changed? The resume changed. They thought, I'm being truthful. They thought that these resumes were created by you. They thought that the information that was now on that resume, you put it there. Yes, I got your approval, but you didn't know what to put, right? You didn't know what to put on the resume. I did, so I put it on the resume, okay? And hiring managers interview them. We fill that call center up so fast. What is the lesson I learned? Me telling them that you have the qualification, even though I have 35 years experience, that is not good enough. There was a director one time when I was the national recruiting manager for a customer service call center. He said to me, he called me a used car salesman. He says, there's no way you can get this many people hired this fast. You must be telling them something that is not truthful. And I said, what are you talking about? Right? Like, we've never been able to hire this many people this fast. And this is what I said. I just know what the hiring managers want, right? I'm just only giving the hiring managers, I'm giving your team what they told me they want. That's it. I didn't tell him I was creating the resume to show the hiring managers what they told me they want. I told him, I'm just giving them what they want. Isn't that what you want? And they said, yes. What's my point? You are not getting interviews because your resume does not tell the hiring manager what they want to hear. What are the 3 things they want to see at the first 3 things they look at when they look at your resume? Number 1, they're asking themselves, I need someone to be a payroll clerk, a CFO, or a finance person. I need someone to be a tech support specialist or a nurse or a teacher or whatever they're saying. I need someone who can do this job, not job title, this work. Even though I'm a VP of talent acquisition, they want to know, are you a recruiter? Right? So they want to know, is this person a customer service expert? Is this person a payroll manager? Do they manage payroll? So that's the first thing they want to know. What do you do? Okay? So it's got to be very clear. I am a finance expert. I am a payroll expert. I am a nurse expert. I am a recruiting expert. That's what you have to put. The second thing they want to know is, okay, I see that you're an expert in doing this thing. How long have you done it though? In terms of years, because that helps us to understand whether we have to train you or not. 0 to 4 years, you're going to need training. 5 to 9 years, you won't need training, but you will need a lot of supervision. 10 or more years, 10 to 15 years, you're an expert. You're a senior level. You don't need any training. We can give you the whole job. And if you have 15 or more years experience, we know that you're an expert. We can just hand everything over to you. So in the chat, I want you to type how many years experience. First of all, I want you to type, what is it you do in terms of the work? It has to be one word. Write it down in the chat right now. And then after that, I want you to type how many years experience you have doing it. So mine would be recruiter, 35 years experience. Recruiter, 36 years experience. Right? So what you do is important. It is the function of the work. So like plumber is different from a person walking up to the door and saying owner of a plumbing company. You have to say plumber. Okay? Operator, 26 years. You have to understand. That's right. Coordinator, 10 years. Right? You're applying to these jobs and this is what they want to know. Accountant, a year and a half experience. This is what they want to know. IT customers liaison, 30 years experience. So type that in the chat. So this is the first two things the hiring manager wants to know. Now this third thing, 99.9999% of you don't have this on your resume. And this is the single most read. It's the first thing that hiring managers stop at, and they throw your resume in the trash if they don't see this. And they want to know, how good are you at doing it? Now, what is that? What do I mean? Quantifiable evidence, proof of the level of your expertise, numbers, metrics. That's what they want to know. How much revenue you've generated, costs you've saved, people you've processed payroll for, end users that you've supported from a IT or tech support perspective. If you're in finance and accounting, revenue you've managed for a company, right? This is what they want to know, but your resume doesn't have it. And that is the actual thing hiring managers skim and scan your resume for. They are looking for numbers, percentages, and then they look at the words associated with it. So I hire 4,000 to 6,000 people annually for large to medium companies in the US. Those are the three things every hiring manager wants to see. So if your resume is missing that, right up top, I'm talking about name, phone number, email address, what you do, how long you've done it, how good you are doing it. That needs to be the first thing they see. So if they don't see that, then you are forcing them to try to guess and figure out if you have that experience. And when they're looking at another 175 people in the applicant tracking system that they can go through, they do not call you. They opt to go through the rest of those resumes in hopes that someone has the things that they're looking for. If I'm tracking, if this makes sense to you, type in the chat, I got it, I understand. Now I'm going to give you a fourth thing, and I'm going to show you how to do this live. Okay? I call it your impactful value statement. you are going to tell a hiring manager exactly how you are going to help them if they hire you. This is better than an interview, okay? You're going to tell the hiring manager on your resume, right up top, how you are going to help them if they hire you. And I'm going to do it for you right now so you can see exactly how it's done. Now, what is a high impact value statement? It is a statement that tells the hiring managers what they get if they hire you. Right now, they don't know what they get. You're forcing them to look through your resume and try to determine what they get. And if they can't determine it, they're going to tell you, bye-bye, sorry, no thank you. Okay, so what is a high impact statement? Nike does this to you when they want you to buy their shoes. When Nike is trying to come out with a brand new shoe, let's say they're coming out with a shoe May 15th. They don't advertise their shoe like this. They don't say, hey, we got a brand new shoe that's coming out on May 15th. It's made of rubber, canvas, has laces, and it's a size 10. Buy it. That's not how Nike advertises their shoe, because they know you wouldn't buy it. Instead, they advertise it like this. Hey, we have a shoe coming out May 15th of 2026. This shoe is going to help you to run faster. This shoe is going to help you jump higher. This shoe is going to help you look better. And this shoe is going to help you win in life. Buy it. That's how Nike advertises its shoe. It's telling you the benefit you get if you buy it. And you guys don't tell hiring managers the benefit they get when it is the benefit they're looking for when they look at your resume. So I'm going to show you how to do that. A high impact statement simply says, I help you. Let's talk about a high impact statement for an administrative assistant. If you're an administrative assistant, you would say, and I want you to type your skill in the chat. I'm going to do it for you live right now. Start typing your skill in the chat. So if you're an administrative assistant, you would say, I help you improve productivity, manage executive calendars, and coordinate weekly meetings to keep operations running smoothly. Or you can say, I help you manage daily emails, coordinate meetings weekly, and ensure seamless communication across teams to maintain operational efficiency. That's the benefit that they get from you if you're an admin assistant, and it's the thing they want to know. That's the whole purpose of the interview, primarily. So you're telling them this right off the bat. So data analyst. So type your job title or your skill in the chat, and I'm going to do it for you. So if you're a data analyst, your high impact statement will say this. I help you turn complex data into actionable insights by analyzing data sets of 100,000 plus records, improving decision-making speed, and driving measurable business outcomes. Or you could say, I help you ensure 99% data accuracy and deliver reliable reporting by building dashboards, validating data, and streamlining reporting processes. That's a data analyst, right? That's what you should do. Medical administrator. Now remember, if you want me to review your resume, email it to me. Take 5 seconds, email your resume to me. I can take 100 people, email it to me. Several of you have already emailed me, and I'll call your names out in just a second. So if you are a medical administrator, you would say on your resume, I help you improve clinic operations by managing 75 to 150 daily patient interactions and ensure compliance by streamlining workflows and supporting efficient healthcare delivery. Or you can say, I help you improve patient satisfaction and retention by delivering organized, responsive, and high quality administrative support. That's what you need to be saying. Medical administrator, right? Accountant. These are high impact statements that tell the hiring manager exactly what they're going to get as a benefit if they hire you. And it's the thing that makes them stop and call you. I put this on everybody's resume. Everybody. I don't want the hiring manager to question it at all, because this is what they want to know. If you're an accountant, I help you manage 99 to 100% accurate financial reporting, and I help you manage $5 to $50 million in financial data and improve profitability by identifying 100 to 500,000 in cost savings annually. Or you can say, I help you maintain 100% compliance and audit readiness by preparing accurate financial statements and ensuring adherence to accounting standards. You get it? Get it? This is what hiring managers want to know about you and what they want to see when they look at your resume. This is the advertisement. This is the plumber statement, right? You got to do this to your resume. Safety officer. I'm coming to Facebook and Instagram in just a second. Safety officer. If you're a safety officer, you need to have an I help you high impact value statement that says, I help you reduce workplace incidents by more than 30% and ensure 100% regulatory compliance and create a safer work environment by implementing proactive safety programs and training. Or you can say, I help you maintain audit-ready operations and pass safety inspections by ensuring full adherence to OSHA and regulatory standards. Get it? This is what hiring managers want to know from you, and it's missing from your resume, and it is why they are not calling you. A PhD in environmental and NRM. Okay, you have to add a high impact statement to your resume so hiring managers know exactly how you're going to help them. PhD in environmental. I help you develop sustainable, data-driven environmental solutions by leveraging my PhD level expertise, leading research projects, and managing initiatives impacting ecosystems and communities. Or you can say, I help you improve environmental performance and resource sustainability by designing and implementing programs that reduce impact and support long-term conservation goals. Get it? You understand? Operations manager. You have to add this to your resume or no one's going to want to call you. This is the question, the main core question that a hiring manager wants to answer. How are you going to help me? But your resume is missing it. Okay? Operations manager. I'll help you improve operational efficiency by 20 to 30%, reduce costs, and streamline workflows by managing day-to-day operations and optimizing processes. Or you can say, I help you increase output and improve performance by managing teams of 25 to 50 plus employees and ensuring efficient execution of daily operations. You're telling them how if they hire you, what problem they will no longer have in their life. I'm a recruiter. This is what I look for. This is what the hiring manager tells me they want to see. This is what you need to make sure you are advertising on your resume marketing document so hiring managers can call you. The purpose of your resume is to get you the interview. But you're not getting an interview because hiring managers don't know how you can help them at all. Truck driver. Truck driver. High impact value statements. Truck driver. I help you ensure on-time deliveries and safe transportation by driving 2,000 to 3,000 miles weekly while maintaining 100% compliance with safety regulations. Or you can say, I help you deliver freight on time and reduce delays by managing schedules efficiently and maintaining consistent route performance. Truck driver. Everybody should have it. Everyone. You should have this on your resume. It should be the first thing they see. And by the way, if they get to this part of your resume and see this, they won't even look at the rest of your resume because it answers their question. Your resume doesn't answer their question. And here you are You have all of this amazing experience. You have this expertise. You know you can do the job. You've read the job description. You understand this is the company you want to work for, and you're getting rejected over and over again. Why? Because you're not telling the hiring manager the benefit they get if they hire you. They're saying to you, I'm telling you the problem I have by giving you this job description. Can you tell me the benefit I get? And if it's going to be worth my time talking to you. So a rejection simply says, I don't think you're worth my time. And the truth is, many of you are. But you haven't shown it. Okay? So you have to make sure you're adding a high impact value statement so hiring managers know exactly what to do. Labor liaison. Okay? Remember, I'm going to review your resumes live. So email me a copy of your resume and I'll review it for free. I'm going to do it live. I see several of you, Martin, DJ Sean, Lakeisha, L, Cynthia, Todd, Ebony, Andre, Teresa, Casey, Imani. I see you guys have sent me a copy of your resume. I'll review your resume here in just a second for free. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to add to your resume, what's missing from your resume. I'll tell you that live so you can make sure that you are adding that stuff now. Labor liaison, okay? You could say, I help you maintain positive labor relations, resolve workplace issues, and ensure compliance by managing communications between management and workforce groups across 500 to 200 plus employees or whatever that number is. Or you can say, I help you ensure compliance with labor laws and union agreements by monitoring practices, addressing issues proactively, and maintaining accurate documentation. Labor liaison. Labor liaison. Okay, manufacturing supervisor. If you want me to do you, make sure you put your information in the chat. All right. Manufacturing supervisor. I help you increase production output by 15 to 25%, reduce downtime, and improve quality by leading teams of 20 to 50 plus employees in high volume manufacturing environments. Or you can say, I help you reduce defects by 15 to 30% and improve product quality by enforcing standards and driving continuous improvement initiatives. If this is helpful to you, type, this is helping me in the chat. If this is helping you, type, this is helping me. I want you to type that in the chat. This is what's missing from your resume. On my Fast Track program, it's the program where I personally am the recruiting assistant for 30 people a month. I walk them through the entire process. I do their resume, their LinkedIn profile. I make sure that they are prepped for every interview. We do group coaching calls and individual coaching calls for 30 days. The average person will get a job in 22 to 30 days. This is not theory. I'm telling you exactly how this works. Many of you are like, what is the Fast Track program? All you have to do is email me the word Fast Track, and I will be more than happy to send you that information. I only have room for 30 people a month. That's it. The next Fast Track starts on Monday. If you want me to review your resume for free, there's no cost. I'll review it for free and tell you, change this, fix this, add this, correct this. I'll tell you exactly what to do. All right. So that's your resume. You got to make sure you have that information on your resume or you're not going to get called. All right. Now, how many of you are like, okay, I have a resume, but Daniel, there are no jobs that are open. How many of you think right now it is a tough, tight job market? Type yes in the chat. Ain't no jobs out there, man. This is a tight, tough job market. I'm searching for jobs and I can't find a job paying what it is I want to make. What are you talking about? I can have the perfect resume, but I'm only applying to 5 to 15 jobs a week because that's all that's available. What if I told you right now, based on your skill set, I can show you how there are thousands of jobs open right now on LinkedIn. ZipRecruiter or Indeed.com, I can show you right now, based on your skill set, there are thousands of jobs open. The only reason why you're missing out on applying to those jobs is because you don't know how to search for them. You have no idea. You're searching for the jobs like you are a candidate, and you are. And you should be searching for jobs like you are a recruiter like me. I'm going to tell you the distinction, okay? I see somebody in the chat said they've been struggling for 4 months. I have a client who just graduated from my fast track program. His name is Ron. Ron had been searching for a job for 8 months. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 months. He's a senior sales account manager at the senior manager and director level. And Ron came to me. He was desperate. Severance is running out. Unemployment is ending. No money will be coming in the house. What on earth am I going to do? Ron is in his mid-50s, said, Daniel, I think I'm being aged out of the market. What am I supposed to do? Ron attended one of my events, and Ron said, can you really help me? And I said, yeah, I think I can. Like, what's your issue? He says, well, one, I'm in my mid-50s. I think I'm starting to experience ageism. I said, okay. He said, number two, I've been applying to jobs for 8 months and nobody's calling me and there are no jobs open for me. How are you going to help me? I said, first of all, Ron, there is no such thing as ageism. I'm on the recruiting side. You're just not applying to the right jobs. Number two, there are thousands of jobs doing what you do. He says, what do you mean? I don't see them. And I said, Ron, sign up for the fast track program and I'll tell you exactly what to do. So Ron said, I am going to trust you and do it. And that's what he did. End of February, he started March 5th is when Ron started. Desperate. 8 months out of work. Couldn't find a job. That might be you. You might be someone who is saying, man, I have a job, but it's not paying me enough money. Or I have this job, but I hate the people I'm working with. Or I have this job and I keep getting looked over for promotions. Or I was laid off 5, 6, 7, 8 months ago too. Man, I don't know what to do. That might be you. That's Ron's story. That's almost every person's story that joins my fast track program. So I told Ron, I'm going to help you. And I said this to Ron. If you do everything I tell you to do, everything, not skip anything, you will have written job offers in your email box in less than 30 days from right now. Are you willing to make that commitment? He said, yes, I am. I said, great. So he signed up for the fast track program, March 5th. Okay. First thing I did is I said, Ron, the first step you and I are going to take is I am going to fix your resume because your resume stinks. Nobody is going to call you with this piecemeal, broken down resume. It's not happening. I told him the things that were missing. I told him the things that I was going to add. So I completely did his resume, transformed it, and made him look like the rock star he is, right? No embellishments. I just put up front the things that I just told you. Okay, so that's the first thing I did. And then I said, the next thing we're going to do, Ron, is we're going to get on a Zoom call and you and I are going to get your LinkedIn profile set up because your LinkedIn profile is your only public resume profile on the job boards, and LinkedIn is the largest job board on the planet. So we're going to do that. I said, when you search for jobs on LinkedIn, how many jobs are you applying to on a weekly basis? He says anywhere from 5 to 15 jobs a week. I said, okay, great. We were on the Zoom call and I said to him, I want you to show me how you search for jobs. Okay. And so that's what he did. So what Ron did is what many of you do. Okay. Tell me, if you search for jobs, when you start searching for jobs, do you start your search by putting in your current job title or the job title that you are looking for? Is that what you do? When you go to LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, or Indeed.com, do you put in your job title? If that's the case, type yes in the chat. So you start your search with your job title, because that's what Ron was doing. Ron put in his job title. Okay, if that's what you do, type yes in the chat. That's how I start my job search. So I'm going to do what Ron did. Ron put in Senior Sales Account Manager. That's what Ron put in search. Okay, and you're going to put your title in as well. So when I put in Senior Sales Account Manager on LinkedIn under job search, no other filters, it comes up with 3,111 jobs. And I said, okay, that seems like it's a lot of jobs. Is that what you're getting back, Ron? He said, yes. And I said, great. So first thing I want you to understand, and I'm telling you the same thing, and I told Ron, as I said, half of that 3,100 jobs, they're not open, they're closed. He says, what are you talking about? Why is it on LinkedIn if it's not open? I said, have you ever applied to one of these jobs and within minutes, you get an email back that says, no, thank you, we decided to go with someone else? He says, yeah, that happens all the time. If that happens to you, type OMG in the chat. So you apply to the job and within minutes, you get an email reply back that says, sorry, we decided to go with someone else, and no one even called you, interviewed you, talked to you, nothing. They just immediately sent you that message, right? I said, well, let me tell you what happened, Ron. I said, in the applicant tracking system, when I close a job, when I close it, please listen to me, guys. When I close a job, it removes it from our career site. But LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, and Indeed.com, they do not remove it from their site until 30 to 60 days after I close it. So you may be looking at a job that was filled 30 days ago, 4 weeks ago, 60 days ago, and you don't even know it. How do you know it? Boom, you get that immediate email. That's what's happening. He said, I'll be darned. Oh, somebody put that in the chat already. Yeah, he says, man, what? I said, yeah. And there's nothing we can do about it, because they're embedded in the back of our applicant tracking systems. They scrape our site every 6 to 8 hours to see if there's any new positions, but they do not take that position down until 30 to 60 days later. So you are applying to jobs that are not open. So I said you have to filter it by when the job was posted, 30 days or earlier. So we did that, and it took it down to 1,500 jobs. And then I said, now we need to sort it by, because some of those jobs you're overqualified for, some of those you're underqualified for. Now we need to sort it by your experience level. We did senior manager, director, and then we sorted it by easy apply. He says, why are we doing easy apply? And I said, the only applications you should ever do, ever, are easy apply applications. You should never, ever do anything other than that. Now, how many of you say to yourself, man, I don't trust these job boards. So when I see a job on one of these job boards, I immediately go over to the company's website and I fill out the long application on the website. Be honest. If that's something that you do, type "that's me" in the chat. You leave the website, you leave the job board, and you go over to the company's website and you fill out the long application that takes about 30 to 35 minutes to fill out. Well, let me explain something to you. You should never do that. It's a waste of your time. 100% complete waste of your time. Let me explain to you what I mean. When you leave that website for the easy apply application, which normally takes you about 10 seconds, and go over to the company's website and fill out all of the information, it takes you 35 minutes to fill out that application. Guess what? The only thing we want is your resume. That's all we want. We don't want the application information that you're entering. We don't care about that yet. We want your resume. And imagine if we look at your resume and we think your resume stinks. We're going to rip your resume up and you just spent 35 minutes trying to fill out that application. When you could have just clicked easy apply on LinkedIn and sent your resume over in 10 seconds. All we want is your resume. We can have you do the application later. So never, ever, 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 ever do a long application. This is what I tell people on my fast track program. You never do that because the information is just coming from two different sources, but it's coming to the same place. It's coming to that same requisition in the applicant tracking system. The only difference between the two is the source. That's it. So you never do that. So I told him we're going to sort it by all of those things and then easy apply. When we finished sorting it, it came down to 18 positions. And I said to him, is that how you're searching? He said, yeah. I said, no wonder you think there are no jobs that are open. He says, well, what should I be doing? I said, Ron, when you search for a job on a job board, I'm about to give you guys a secret no one tells you. I said, when you search for a job on a job board, you can't use multiple words, or you have to use as few words as possible. You have to use the single word that describes the function of your work. In your case, you are senior sales account manager, so sales is the function. So I told him, type in sales and press enter. When he did his search with the job title, 3,100 jobs came up. When he did a search with just sales in it, 474,625 jobs showed up. More than 100 times more jobs. Why? Because that's how the job board works. But you don't know that. Nobody tells you that. You're only supposed to use the single. So finance, nurse, IT, recruiter. You can use customer service. Instead of scrum master, scrum. Instead of project manager, project. Accounting, payroll. That's all you're supposed to use. Let's try it right now. Type in the chat the single word function of your job, and I'm going to tell you right now how many jobs are posted on LinkedIn. What is the single word function of your job? Type it in the chat, and I'm going to tell you how many jobs are open right now. Security. 64,917 jobs. Delivery. 21,271 jobs. Compliance. 11,934 jobs. Medical. 1.192 million jobs. When you do medical, you need to make sure you do something like, are you a nurse? Are you a doctor? Do you do medical compliance, administration, whatever that is? You have to make sure you're doing that. Risk compliance. 13,464 jobs. Supply chain. 224,189 jobs. Driver. 89,608 jobs. That's what's open right now. Behavioral. So that could be a behavioral health, BCBA. 9,437 jobs. Public health. 106,408 jobs. Get it? Your issue is not that there are not jobs open. Your issue is you don't know how to find open jobs. Your issue is not that there are not jobs open and that the market is tight. Your issue is you don't know how to find jobs. How do I know this? People on my fast track program get jobs within 22 to 28 days. They, on average, A person on the fast track program will have 4 initial or hiring manager interviews in week 2. It's not that the market is tight. You just don't know how to find jobs. This happens to be what I'm one of the things I'm an expert at. I used to be the COO of a staffing agency where we had to find open jobs. I was a COO for 5 years and built that staffing agency up huge. So logistics jobs, nursing jobs, hospital jobs, tech jobs, everything. This is how we find jobs. And by the way, if I wanted to find a candidate on LinkedIn or one of the job boards, this is exactly how we search, because you put the function of your work on the resume. And I'm telling LinkedIn to find it. This is your issue. You don't know how to find jobs, number one. Number two, you leave the job board site to go to the company's career site, and you spend 35 minutes. So Ron was spending 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, listen to me, filling out applications, only to get rejected or immediate rejections from them saying, no, thank you. He spent, imagine spending 35 minutes. This is what I told Ron. You spend 35 minutes filling this application out, and 5 minutes later, you get a rejection letter. How deflating is that? Imagine doing that 5 times a day. And after every single one of those emails, the applications you do, you get a rejection email. No, thank you. We decided to go with someone else. And then the other jobs don't call you. You get ghosted, right? If that's happening to you, type wow in the chat. You're spending hours filling out applications and no one's calling you. And the applications that you are filling out, they're sending you immediate messages back. No, thank you. That's because you're doing it wrong. So when people come onto the fast track program, the reason why they get jobs so fast is because I tell them where all the jobs are. We fix their resume. I tell them don't read job descriptions. Don't go to the company's website. Apply, apply, apply. How many jobs on average was Ron applying to? 5 to 15 jobs a week. How many jobs did Ron apply to on the fast track program? 90 a day. It took him 5 minutes to apply to 15 jobs. 5 minutes. It was taking him 35 minutes to do one. He was applying to more jobs in 5 minutes than he was in a whole week. Ain't that encouraging, right? So you're applying to all of these jobs you should be applying to. The optimal number is 30 jobs a day on ZipRecruiter, 30 jobs a day on LinkedIn, 30 jobs on Indeed.com. The jobs are there. You just got to know where to find them. And most people don't know how to do that. So you should apply to that many jobs. 630 jobs every single week, and it only takes 30 minutes a day. That's why we get people on my fast track program get so many jobs interviews in week 2. And then in week 3, they get final interviews and offers. And in week 4, they have to make a decision between 3 and 4 offers. Which one is the best, Daniel? So the issue is, if your resume is broken and you don't know how to look for jobs, you're going to be out of work for a long time because you think something is going on that's not actually going on. Okay? If you're interested in the fast track program, just send me a DM on the platform you're on with the words fast track. I'm going to review resumes here in just a minute. So if you want me to review your resume, email it to me and I'll review your resume live. I will review resumes live. I have resumes from Jasma, Marquita, Terrence, Mamba, Lisa, Jew, Mohammed, Sheramaine, Arville, Martin. You guys have sent me your resume. I could take another 75 people. So if you want to stop for a second and send me your resume, I'm about to start talking about job interviewing. Okay? So if you want to take a minute and email me your resume, email it from your phone, email it from your computer, email it right now to me. I'll be more than happy to take a look at it and I'm going to review resumes so you guys can see exactly what hiring managers see when they look at your resume. Why do I do that? So you can fix it. You got to fix it. If you don't fix it, nothing's going to change. All right. So we're going to talk about job interviewing. Now, be honest in the chat. Tell me, if you have an interview, do you get stressed out like crazy because you don't know what to expect in the interview? You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what questions they're going to ask. You don't know how to answer those questions. If you are stressed out to the max when you get an interview, I want you to type yes in the chat. Oh my God, makes me want to pull my hair out and be bald like Dan. I get stressed out when it's time for me to interview. Help me to not be stressed out, please. What is this job interview thing all about? Jimmy and Sean, email me or leave it in DM me the word fast track, and I'll be more than happy to send you that information. All right, you get stressed. Oh my God, I got an interview. What are they going to ask me? What do they want to hear me say in my answers? Oh my God, what's going on? Well, I'm going to tell you what the interview is all about, and most people lose the job within the first 2 questions. I'm going to tell you how to stop that from happening. You sit down an interview, first 2 questions they ask you, you're like answering like this, and they're like, in their mind, they're saying, oh, this person is a no. Out of courtesy, they finish the interview, and at the end, 2 days later, 3 days later, you get a rejection letter that says we decided to go with somebody else. So you're stressed. That's because you don't know what the job interview is about. Okay, let me tell you what the job interview is about. I'm going to explain it in a way that makes a lot of sense because most people don't get it. This is what I tell individuals on my Fast Track program. You think the job interview is about you selling yourself to a hiring manager and proving to them that you are a fit for their job. So much of what you do is talk about your work history and what you've done. Okay? Most of what you do is you talk about what you've done. I did this. I worked here. I have this education. I did this. I did that. I did this. That's what you think it's about. It's not. In fact, on the Fast Track program, I tell clients, you do not talk about your work history. Why? Because hiring managers don't even care about that when they interview you because they already have your resume and know you can do the job. They already know that. That's over. That matter is settled. We already know that you could do the work. So you don't talk about the work you've done. If you do talk about your work, you have just lost the job. Because when you talk about your work, the hiring manager is unable to find out from you what they want to find out from you. They are not trying to find out about your work experience. Now, be honest. If you're someone who talks about your skill, experience, education, and background in an interview, type "that's me" in the chat. That's me. I tell them about the things I've done. Isn't that what they want to hear? No, they don't. They don't want to hear about that. So if you talk about that, you won't get a job offer. The purpose of the interview, it has one job. The job of an interview is to get you a job offer. I'm going to work backwards. What is the thing that gets you the job offer? What is the single thing that makes a hiring manager say, I want to offer this person a job? The single thing. And that single thing is, this person has proven to me in this interview that they will do what I want them to do. Their responses have shown me that I can trust them, that they're not risky, that their underlying motivations are pure, and that they will act in a way in a situation, they will act the right way. They will do what I want them to do. That's the only thing hiring managers are searching for. So I'm going to tell you the 6 to 8 questions they ask you. I'm going to set it up by giving you a scenario that you will completely understand what the job interview is about once I tell you this. Okay? This scenario is exactly what the job interview is about. And if you've been on my lives before, you've heard me tell it. So imagine this. Help me out. In the chat, type what city you're in. I don't care where you are in the world, what city you're in. And I want you to imagine I come visit you in your city. You and I are having lunch at one of your favorite places. New York City, San Diego, Baltimore, Minneapolis, Houston, DeSoto, right? Goodman. So I'm in your city. You and I are having lunch. Hopefully it's like barbecue or Italian or steak or something. North Carolina, right? I am where you are. And all of a sudden I get a call. And this call appears to be an emergency, right? And you see me talking, oh, really? What? Seriously? Oh my God, don't tell me that, right? This is the call I'm having. And then I hang up the call and I say to you, I am so sorry. I just got a call. It's an emergency and I have to get to it. Can I borrow your car? What's your answer going to be to me? Be honest. Can I borrow your car to go to my emergency? I'm in your city. Most of you are going to be smart and say, no, you can't borrow my car. No, you can't borrow my car. Well, why can't I borrow your car when I have an emergency? Here's the reason why. You don't know me. You don't trust me. And you don't know if I'm going to care for your car in the same way that you care for your car. That is the job interview. So when you sit down with the hiring manager, they're wanting to figure out, is this somebody who appears to be trustworthy? Is this somebody who would be a flight risk and they're risky? Is this someone who has pure underlying motivations for wanting this job? And is this someone I can trust to act in a way that is full of integrity in given situations that are challenging? So they ask you questions. Now tell me, if you've ever gotten this question in an interview, you start the interview off. You sit down with the hiring manager. They come in with your resume. Thank you for coming. Shake your hand. Sit down and say, okay, we're going to get started in this interview. First thing I want to know is, tell me about yourself. If you've ever gotten that question, type yes in the chat. Tell me about yourself, right? Well, the question is, why is the hiring manager asking you, tell me about yourself? Why are they asking that question? Are they asking you to tell them about you? What most of you do is you start talking about your work history and your background and what you've done professionally. When you do that, the interview is over. It's over. They're not asking you to tell me about your professional work history. They're saying, tell me about you. You just asked me to give you a job, or you're going to ask me to give you a job. I don't know you. So what is the about you they want to know? Your professional character. So what do I tell people on the Fast Track program? You're going to pick 4 of your best professional character traits, and that's what you're going to tell the hiring manager when they ask you, tell me about yourself. I'm a hardworking, committed, loyal team player. I'm honest, right? That's what you need to know about me. Now, if that's a surprise to you, type wow in the chat. You need to tell them your professional character traits. They're trying to understand who you are as an individual. This is important for you to know because they're trying to make a determination about whether or not they're about to give you a job. Okay? And if you go in there talking about your previous work history, you do not tell them about your character, your complex, mental, ethical, moral traits that define you. The reason why you won't let me borrow your car because you don't know me, right? That's the reason why I can't borrow your car. But if your sister, your brother, your cousin, or your best friend asks for your car, because you know them, you'll gladly give it to them and say, go take care of your business and I'll see you when you come back. Make sure you fill my car up on the way home too, right? That's the problem you have. So when I am prepping candidates, I say to them, never talk about your previous work history. Only talk about your ethical, mental, moral traits that define you, because that's what they want to know. They're saying, man, I'm about to pay you $100,000 a year, but I don't know you yet. Can you please tell me your ethical, moral, mental traits that help me to understand who you are? So, man, I'm a hardworking, committed, loyal team player. I value team success far above individual success. I'll sacrifice what it is my goals are to make sure that the goals of the team are met. That's what you need to know about me. Boom. Now the hiring manager is excited, and they're going to ask you the next question. Tell me in the chat if you've ever heard this. They're looking at your resume, they see you're currently working or you're not working, and they'll say, well, why are you looking to leave your current job? Why? If you've ever heard that question, gotten that question, type yes in the chat. I got that question before. Yes. Why are you looking to leave your current job? Okay. Here's why they ask that question. This is their opportunity to assess whether you are a risky hire or not. And watch this. Many of you respond with your ambition. Well, I'm looking to leave my current job because I'm looking for a better opportunity. I'm looking to leave my job because I'm looking for better pay. I'm looking to leave my job because I'm looking for better, more. And guess what the hiring manager says? Oh, really? So you're saying to me, you're looking to leave this job to get a better opportunity. Doesn't that mean if I hire you and another better opportunity comes along, you're going to take that job too and leave me in the same situation that I'm in right now, right? No, thank you. I will not be hiring you today. If that's a surprise to you, type wow in the chat, because that's exactly what they're thinking when you say that. When you say, I want more money. Oh, when another company offers you more money, you're going to leave me too? Yes. I want a better opportunity. When another company provides a better opportunity, you're going to leave me too. No, thank you. Have a good day. Interview is over. You are too risky. So you don't say that. You simply say, I've done my research. You guys are the best. And my desire is to work for the best. So I'm leaving my current company because I want to join this team. I want to be part of the number one. Okay? And then they're going to ask you some behavior-based questions. You got to use the STAR interview answer framework. I'm about to review resumes right now. Situation, task, action, result is what you have to make sure you're doing. Situation, task, action, result. The way I tell people to answer behavior-based questions is you have to use the STAR interview answer framework to answer those questions. You have to call out each one of the acronyms first. The situation was this. This is what my task was, and then you explain it. This is what the action, this is the action I took, and then you explain it, and this is the result I got, and then you explain that. Okay, that's how you answer behavior-based questions. Now, I'm going to tell you another place where most people blow it. I am praying that you don't. I see your resume. Donna, Judith, J&R Sylvester, S, Eustace, Marquise, Jasma, Marquita, I see you guys have sent me your resume. I can take another 70 resumes. If you want to email it to me, I'll review it for free. Check this out. After you have answered all of their questions, they're going to start talking to you about the job and all of the complexities of the jobs and the things they want someone to do. And then watch this. At the end, they're going to say to you, those are all of the questions that I have. Do you have any questions for me? Now, type in the chat, how many questions at the end of an interview do you usually ask? I'm almost done. How many questions at the end of an interview do you usually ask? Type it in the chat. And I'm going to tell you how many you should be asking. Okay, I'm going to tell you how many questions you should ask. Okay, first of all, you don't ask questions. You should be asking no questions like what you're thinking about. Hey, what is the 30, 60, 90-day plan? Why was this job vacated? When a hiring manager says to you, that's all I have, do you have any questions for me? This is what they're saying. They're saying, I have completed my interview with you. I have made my decision. Do you have any questions for me? And you go in and restart the interview by asking all of these questions, trying to show that you're ambitious and interested in the job. You don't do that. You destroy the interview even after the hiring manager has decided, okay, yeah, I think this person will be a great fit. You start asking questions and then you blow it. I only advise asking one question, and it is not for the hiring manager. It's for you. Okay? You should never leave a job interview and not know if they are going to make you an offer. So there's only one question you should ask. So when the hiring manager says to you, thank you so much, those are all of the questions I have. I was wondering, do you have any questions for me? You say this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving me the time. I learned a lot. I do have one question. When would you like for me to get started? That's the question you need to ask. Now, you're assuming that they want to make you an offer, but you don't know if they want to make you an offer. Their response will tell you if they do or not. So when you say, would you like for me to get started? If they respond like this, well, we do have several other candidates that we need to interview. And once we've interviewed everyone, then we will make a decision about who we want to get started. You're done. They don't want to hire you. Okay? If you've heard that before, it's over. You're not their selection. But if they respond like this, oh, that's a great question. Here is what the next steps are. Someone from HR, talent acquisition, recruiting, someone will call you. We need to get you to complete your application. We need to do your background check and onboarding. And once we've done all of that, then we would like to have someone start on May 19th. Can you start on May 19th? They are going to make you an offer. So if you've asked questions that are not the question that I just told you, you've asked that question, you may have gotten all the way to the end and been the selection in the mind of the hiring manager, and then you ask all of those ambitious questions and you lost the job. Okay. Hey, I'm going to do a couple resume reviews right now. So take a second. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Email me a copy of your resume. I'm going to start doing live resume reviews right this very second. Live resume reviews right this very second. So email me a copy of your resume right now. Daniel@dscds.com. I'm almost done. Daniel@dscds.com. If you're interested in my fast track program and what we have to offer on the fast track program, it's real simple. Just email me the words fast track, or you can DM me on any one of the platforms you're on, TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. Or if you're watching this replay on YouTube or you're watching it on LinkedIn, just DM me the word fast track. Miss Shakoya, look above my head on LinkedIn. There's the email right there. Here on TikTok. It's Daniel@dscds.com. Daniel@dscds.com. It's right above my head. It's right here. Daniel@dscds.com. All right. So make sure you're doing that. I'm going to do a couple of resume reviews real quick. I'm going to take Eustace B. Eustace B. Let me see here. I'm going to look at your resume. I'm going to hide your contact information, and then I'm going to tell you what I see. Okay, so this is the resume. Okay, let me just tell you right off the bat, there's 2 columns right here. You do not want to do a resume like that. It needs to be simple formatting because this will not go into the applicant tracking system correctly. It'll come in fragmented. That is an automatic red flag. We throw your resume out. The other thing is right up top, you have a professional summary that says you're passionate about joining a dynamic team where I can utilize my experience, expertise, and abilities to deliver exceptional results. Doing what? Nobody knows what you do, right? That you're done. They're not gonna, don't apply to jobs because right now this is so vague. Nobody knows what you do at all, right? So the first thing they need to know is what you do. That doesn't even tell them. Okay, it doesn't tell them at all. All right. So let's go to the next one. The next resume. All right. Takara W. Takara W. Takara W. I'm going to look at your resume really quickly. I'm going to remove your resume information out the way. Okay. So this is your resume. First, like the formatting, we'll go into an applicant tracking system correctly. But this is listen to this. So I cannot, if I glance at your resume, I can't tell what you do. What you have here is you say, you have a security clearance, secret active DoD contractor support. I don't know what that means, right? So you say I'm a results-driven audit professional with experience managing complex multi-workstream federal engagements in a large-scale DoD environment. I am known for keeping projects organized on a schedule, communicating clearly across all levels of organizations. And what are you? What do you do? Like, what do you do? This is not clear. So even if you are trying to apply to federal jobs, it doesn't make sense what you do. And there is no indication of the problem that you solve for anyone. I don't even know how long you've done it, right? This is what gets resumes tossed, thrown in the trash. Because now the only way for me to know about your expertise and how it is relevant to what it is I need is I have to dig through your resume and know hiring managers are going to do that. They're going to look at the ticker and see, oh, I have another 175 resumes to go through, so I'm just going to send this person a rejection letter. All right. I'm going to go to the next one. Mark Mumba R. Mumba R. Mumba R. Mumba R. Okay. Removing your information. I like the formatting of this resume. It's real simple. That's important for you to have a simply formatted resume. All that funniness. Okay, couple things. Your education is right up front, which tells me that's the thing you're most proud of, but what hiring managers not interested in. Your resume validates the things that hiring managers want to see. So you need to take your resume, your education, and put it all the way at the back of your resume. It's at the bottom. Okay. I don't know what you do. It says you're a dedicated and passionate physics and mathematics educator with over 3 years of teaching experience in secondary school at level, skilled in delivering engaging student-centered lessons that promote. Okay, so it looks like you are a physics and math teacher. So what you need to put up here is I'm an expert or professional or senior level physics and math teacher with over 3 years of experience teaching in secondary level education, managing however many students and get whatever percentage of graduation rate. I help you too. Whatever teacher you as a teacher you do, I help you to get these outcomes. And then the rest of this information can come. Most educators front load their resume with their education because they think that's the most important thing for hiring managers to know. It's not. They want to know, can you solve their teaching problem? Can you get students to graduate? Can you teach them what they need to be taught? You're welcome. Jasma W. Jasma, no, let me see. Marquise B. Marquise B. Marquise B. Okay, so let's take a look at yours, Marquise. All right. All right. Again, this is Marquise. Like the formatting. It's simple formatting. I like it. That's very, very good. But again, Marquise, when I look at yours starts off as I'm an analytical professional with 10 years of operational and technical experience across military, insurance, software environment. Okay, what do you do? You're analytical. Okay, what do you do? You're technical. Okay, what do you do? Right? This is what hiring managers, I'm telling you, this is what they're asking. So Decory, yes, send me your resume. Email it to me, daniel@dscds.com. daniel@dscds.com. This is what they're asking themselves. And then you have your bachelor's degree right up front. Put it all the way down to the bottom. You should say, what yours should say is, I'm an expert software developer. I think that's what you're trying to do. Expert software developer with whatever experience, blah, blah, blah. And I help you to do X, right? This is what it should look like. But this resume does not clearly communicate how you're going to help anybody at all. So just based on the top of your resume, top portion of your resume, and I'm going to tell you what else is confusing. Then they look at your resume and see, okay, software developer, insurance adjuster, aviation boatman. Okay, what does this person do? Like, how are they going to help me? Right? This is what they're thinking when they take a look at your resume. Okay? So no one's going to call you because it's not clear what you do on your resume. Here's the deal. I want to help you guys succeed. That's why I come and do these lives and tell you exactly what to do with respect to your resume. Okay? If you want me to review your resume, I'll review your resume. I have to get to another meeting here in just a second. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, faith without works is dead. That means faith without action that corresponds with the faith is useless, right? It means you really don't have faith in the thing at all, right? You can say, I believe that chair is going to hold me, but you refuse to sit in that chair. You're saying that, but you really don't believe it, right? You do not get the benefit of the things you don't take action from. You've been given information. I'm giving you information. I'm telling you exactly what to do, what to change, what to switch, what to say, what hiring manager is looking for. I'm telling you that, right? If you do nothing with that information, nothing in your life will change. Information absent action is dead. Information with corresponding action gets your results, right? Ron on the Fast Track program said to me, Daniel, can you please help me? I need the help. Ron decided to take action. When Ron took action, Ron ended up getting a result. If you want to get results, you have to be someone who takes action. This is Ron's email. He started on March 5th. He ended on April 7th, and he says, hey, Coach Daniel, I wanted to let you know that I accepted a position. I know you wanted me to have a chat with you, but honestly, they met everything I requested in terms of salary, vacation days, investment in their pension plan. My new role will be as commercial manager in the medical business unit with commercial responsibilities over 6 shared locations and customer service managers and operational teams who do not report directly to the medical business unit. Coach Daniel, your program really does work, and it is outstanding, and I will be more than happy to provide you with an exceptional endorsement. Man, your formula really works. Thank you so much. Best regards, Ron. So he went from desperation to celebration. Why? He did one thing that most people don't do. He took action. You want to have a job in the next 30 days? All you have to do is take the action of emailing me or DMing me the words Fast Track. You want me to tell you if your resume is going to be reviewed by a hiring manager or if you're going to get rejected? All you have to do is get off of this live and email me a copy of your resume. If you don't do anything, nothing will change. But when you do something, there's a possibility that everything is going to change for you. You have the information. Now take action. I will talk to you again on the next live. Thank you.